What up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna be reacting to Chris Chan, A Comprehensive History, Part 75, and after this, I'm gonna probably do Part 3. I just saw this came out, and I want to kind of keep up to date with it as much as possible, and fuck, I'm just gonna keep doing this shit. Fuck it. I mean, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna start it now, man.
What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan.
I feel like after 75 parts, what keeps us fascinated is kind of a redundant question at this point. You know damn well why we're fascinated, Samuel. You know damn well.
On November 29th, 29.
God, I fucking hate this guy so much. Every time I see his fucking face, I just want to slap the shit out of him.
19. After Christine told Jacob Sockness that she could not be his sweetheart, Jacob ordered her on Twitter to wipe the Twilight Sparkles secret chipfic folder expansion deck.
I want that Kitsuna deck deleted from your mind. Kitsuna is copyrighted and I will protect my copyright unless we're husband and wife. You aren't using my content at all. You have no permission. Is this guy literally, insane? Or is he just stupid? Or, honestly.
Commemorating his imagined world of Kidasuna from her mind, since he claimed copyright over the stories and
Fine, but I have personal experiences on Kidasuna and have witnessed the slavery personally. What the fuck are you talking about? Slavery?
characters she used, and would only let her use the cards if they got married. Chris conceded, but alleged that she experienced the slavery in Kidasuna herself, and that her memories could not be copyrighted.
What the fuck are they even going on about here? You know, this is like some goobly gop nonsense. Like Jacob Sockness, I know this guy is probably sane. He's probably a rational thinker legitimately, but he does all this fucking ridiculous shit. You know, it's like Chris Chan, he does this shit because he just doesn't know any fucking better. But Jacob Sockness, he knows better and he does this shit, and it fucking pisses me off, man.
Sockness, however, persisted that he owned the names used on the cards, and that she could not sell them without his permission. Over on the online conversing application Discord, in the Arbitrage Quick Alliance server, where members of the Place Discord server roleplayed as their...
Anyways, I have my badge in a room reserved in the building convention is on. I will still need to plan the train trip and remaining details, but so far it is going good.
CPU personas, Chris confirmed that she had reserved a room to stay in while attending the My Little Pony themed convention BabsCon that was to take place in early 2020 in California, though she still had to plan the train trip to get there, among other details. She admitted that she did not include Jacob in her plans at all. In the server, Chris also revealed her daily schedule, which included taking medicine in the morning, followed by meditating while playing the game Tetris 99, and going out on errands while walking at a brisk pace, with occasional bursts of fast running speed on impulse. On November 30th, the enabler, Righteous for Quick, posted...
I like how he addresses him as the enabler. Yeah, Righteous for Quick. I've heard this name plenty of times. He is a long-standing character in the series, it seems like.
A photo of a custom-made Henshin device, inspired by the Japanese franchise Kamen Rider, which purported to grant its users temporary powers of a CPU, or a Sonichu or Rosechu. He then posted an animated GIF of a transformation initiated by such a device, as seen in a Kamen Rider game.
He is such an enabler.
Chris responded, expressing her interest in the device, and asked Righteous to discuss it with her through Twitter direct messaging.
He fell for it like a mouse to cheese.
On December 3rd, YouTube user The Sergeant at Arms, a seeming fan who exclusively archived Chris Chan-related videos and collected Chris Chan memorabilia, uploaded 2 videos showcasing his own custom-printed Twilight Sparkles Secret Chipfic folder cards, which depicted the villains throughout the Sonichu storyline.
I love that! This guy is a true fan.
After watching the video, Christine emailed the Sergeant at Arms, informing him that his cards were not perfect, and let him know the correct image format to use.
He really... Like, dude, you'd think so you'd be happy, like, thank you for making this fanfic, or like, I don't see I guess Chris is just full of himself. I mean, he's literally done the same exact style of art that's not improved whatsoever his entire life, and he has always the audacity to comment on other people's art. It's crazy to me.
She added that she wanted to use the expansion pack for herself and offered to help him make the cards better for the game. Soon after, Chris sent to Sargent direct messages via Discord to let him know that she was happy to be of help and approved of the expansion pack. On December 4th, she returned to tell him that from the information she gathered by watching the videos, she remade some of the cards after making some improvements, providing him with the files. After another day, Christine advertised on Twitter that, with the permission of the Sergeant at Arms, she recreated the full pack and made it purchasable on her new quickfillshopping.com website. The Sergeant at Arms later revealed that he did indeed give permission for Chris to use his card ideas. On December 6th, YouTuber and artist Project SNT posted a video of her illustrating her reimagined appearances of the chaotic combo troupe of characters from the Sonichu comics. Chris wrote vaguely of her irritation and dislike of the
See, he does this all the time. It's like I don't even have to. It's like I can see into the future of what Chris Chan is already gonna do because he doesn't learn a goddamn thing.
Designs, being unable to justify her aversion to Project SNT's drawings. She left a comment on the YouTube video, claiming that a lot of the redesign choices triggered her bad, accompanying her comment with a slew of emojis representing shock and disgust. The next day, Christine dramatically confessed that she was in pain. She further elaborated that she was dealing with a urinary tract infection, writing her thoughts and feelings via sentences constructed with words out
How?
of order. She also hinted that she had sent Project SNT, or Courtney, an email concerning the chaotic combo redesigns. She later revealed in the Plays Discord group that the email she sent was impulsive and rash. In addition, in response to watching Project SNT's video, Chris began developing a strong interest in the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons, which was cited by Courtney as an inspiration for her redesigns of the Sonichu characters. On December 8th, Chris showed off her newly created expansion deck featuring lore and artwork created by her.
I mean, these literally look way worse than, like, what people were putting out before. This is what you wanted them to make it into? This is garbage. This is fucking garbage, Chris. What is this? Like, what is this purple Sonichu?
Her Twitter enabler, Helena G. Fiorenza, who often posted composite photos purporting to show her spending time with Magi-chan. One Twitter follower ridiculed her for a card that showed a still frame from the video taken by the so-called Teen Troon Squad, wherein Christine seemingly embraced and kissed her supposed wife, Chriselle, with Helena's drawing of Chriselle placed into the scene. Chris defended the moment, stating that it actually happened, and that her teenage friends did not mind the interaction, calling it
his teenage friends? Where are their parents at? Who lets their children hang out with a man twice their age that's this confused?
anyone who mocked them neurotypically hindered. Another Twitter user declared her former friends to have been trolls, to which Chris wrote that she allegedly knew they were trolls, but added that they were also kind.
I love at this point Chris has just realized, like, everybody's a troll, But these trolls, they were good individuals with kind intentions, and He's not gonna listen to your bullshit. Maybe if you listen to these people more, Chris. Maybe if you listen to these people, not the like blue spikes of the world, then maybe you'd be somewhere better.
And individuals with good intentions, telling the user that she would not listen to their bullshit. When other users pointed out that she may be sued for selling cards using the My Little Pony name Twilight Sparkle, amongst other critical remarks, Chris called those critics neurotypically hindered as well. Christine then advertised her complete set of all her custom decks for sale for $330 in time for the Christmas.
That's for $330? Dude, maybe, Chris Chan, because he always sells this shit too. That's what blows my mind.
Season, with many followers complaining about the seemingly unrealistically high price. In response, Chris listed a breakdown of the printing and shipping costs involved, legitimizing the listed price, concluding with, "Any further questions on their pricing, you neurotypically hindered trolling stupids. Where's the
You trolling stupids. This is all a part of making money in business. Shut up, I'm sick. Good
comics?
night.
These cards are part of the comics, Dundernuts. Shut up. Put up. I'm sick. Good night." Also on that day, Chris live-streamed herself on YouTube.
And you know what? I bet he sold these too. I bet he's gonna talk about how he sold these cards for that much. Fuck me.
November 6th, the My Little Pony.
Everyone, I think that's a pretty good read.
For 1 hour and 43 minutes.
Hello, everybody. Christine Chandler.
Sick. Good night. Also on that day, Chris live-streamed herself on YouTube taking photos of her custom cards for 1 hour and 43 minutes.
Hello, everybody. Christine Chandler coming to you live from home.
I really don't like that I saw a cat in this video. Like, they need to get somebody to take these animals away eventually, please.
Once again, today doing something completely special because we pretty much have enough products to actually take good photographs. So I'll be using my second phone. I got two phones. One for the trolls and one for my... No. One for my trolls, and one for my homes. I got two phones.
He has all these fucking rings on like he's goddamn fucking Thanos with the gauntlet. And he's got more bracelets on than an emo girl that just cut herself. Like, Jesus
One for the
Christ.
bullies and one for my friends. You think I need two phones? You're recording with one, you're taking pictures of the other one? I think that's a pretty good reason. Baby, don't mess with that. My cat, baby. Hey! Don't mess with the cable. Don't mess with the cable. What? Yeah. Here, bye. Now it's a cat video. Here's cat video. Here's your cat. No.
Release that cat.
There you go. Yeah, don't mess with the cable. I'm recording here. You mess with the cable, you mess with the power system. We'll do a splay here. So there's Mega Wild. He needs his tail to be a leaf. Its gliding properties make him able to fly and jump higher. Don't give him a big old poopy Pachorizo tail, Courtney. Come on. God, that really triggered me. Anyway.
Like everything triggers you, Chris.
Excuse me. From the stress I had of watching that video with the redesigned chaotic combo.
It's not that stressful. It's not
allowed
that
a cold
deep.
virus to get in, and that's what I've been dealing with yesterday and today. Hot warm tea with lemon. I had to deal with really messed up brain. That's why I ended up not on purpose, just ending up making scrambled sentences.
What the
Right?
fuck?
That's why my brain was really fried from the virus that was coming in.
Your brain is like fried from something else entirely.
To my advantage, I have positivity and optimism and as calm and clear mind as possible for meditation to stave off I've been able to stave off viruses for months. And then this fated event, this fated triggering set happens, and I just...
Chris, I'm gonna be honest with you here, Chief. You're not in the best shape.
I may not be reading your comments, but I'm actually hearing your comments telepathically.
Do you?
Right here. Yeah, let's do boom. I'm not giving up. Y'all can stow your hatred, because I'm doing this. You hear that, everyone? I can have as much fun as I want to. And you heard it from the horse's mouth. Or horse mouth. I'm gonna have some fun. See ya! You can't hurry along. No, you just have to wait. Love isn't easy. It's a game of give and take. There's your problem. No, it's because you're not standing them upright.
What is this supposed to be, like, exhibiting here? What is this supposed to be showing
me?
me?
We hate you, you're so dumb! You're so dumb! Go kill yourself, Chris! Go kill yourself, Chris! Yes, I can hear you all, but you're not getting to me, so shut the fuck up!
I mean, that's entirely you, son.
Here we go. Now we have our pit, now we have all our lovely photographs, and I'll be uploading these to update the items on the pre-sale shop.
On December 9th, Christine updated her Twitter followers with the news that the cold virus made her lose her voice, but continued to rest, meditate, take medicine, and eat chicken noodle soup to soothe herself.
Am I to believe that you are Ariel?
On the 10th, she wrote that the virus she had caught was being stupid, but she was physically pushing it back. She went on to write that she was in her infected situation because of the triggering caused by Project SNT's chaotic combo redesigns.
You're telling me you're sick because someone made redesigns, and mind you, they're better designs than anything you've ever written or drawn, but this is what triggered you to get sick. Okay.
Christine wished that the creator would acknowledge her since she had sent an email expressing her feelings about the
There's only one way for Chris to get better, and it's if you redesign it in the way Chris Chan wants you to.
matter, and only wanted to sort out the problem as soon as possible. She closed by asking her followers to not troll Project SNT. Courtney herself privately admitted that she would be publicly ignoring the situation. Soon after, a Twitter follower pointed out that since Chris believed in a multiverse theory and that characters were not created, then she should not have become upset over Project SNT simply chronicling alternate dimension forms of the chaotic combo that existed. Chris had difficulty in acknowledging their reasoning. In response to another one of her critics, Christine explained what made her triggered. I did get epic triggered from @Project SNT's poor redesign choices on 4 out of 5 of them. They actually are moreover separate individuals than redesigns, which does throw me off. The only exception is the punchy Sonichu redesign, the worst culprit being the wild Sonichu redesign. He needs his leaf for better gliding and flight than a large tail could ever do, and
Yeah, you got wild Sonichu fucked up. It's like you've destroyed everything that he was previously about and redid him ground up, and that's just not what the fuck Wild Sonichu was ever about.
Sonichu ears are typically long, and yet, regardless of this, apparently there is something deeper than that just sets off my subconscious worse than that moment at Too Many Games, where I went hedgehog. Worse than that, this resonated a reminder in my subconscious that was like hell to me, and I am still racking my brain trying to figure out why for myself. Neck down, the image is not offensive at all to me. Neck up, triggered!
Exactly.
I cannot even look at it directly. It
Fucking
freaking bothers me like worse than hell. The only theory I can gather is that it reminds me of someone of really awful intentions or design. But at the moment, at Project SNT, it badly reminds me of Dave the Intern and Justin Bieber. On December 11th, Chris wrote in the Gameplay's Discord that she was apparently projected to Dimension CS89, which was a universe inspired by the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons, and was also the location of Rule Quick, Chris's imagined kingdom inspired by Hyrule, as seen in the Legend of Zelda video game series. Christine claimed that she brought from CS89 her own self-counterpart, some treasures, and a couple of characters from the Hyperdimension Neptunia game series over to Dimension C197 for their own safety, as there was a merging of those dimensions as well. She then relayed the same sentiment via a Twitter thread, adding that Courtney's redesigned Sonichus and Rosechus were from Dimension CS89 as well. She claimed that the triggering of the redesigns was in fact caused by a disturbance in the aforementioned dimension. On that same day, Chris revealed
that I couldn't even, like, I don't even know what the fuck. What the fuck?
a newly drawn Twilight Sparkles Secret Chipfic folder card depicting Chris Chan Sonichu's conversation with Courtney's original character, SNT, who possessed a quote-unquote inhabitual attraction to which Chris Chan was immune. Christine added that she was open to the idea of featuring Project SNT's redesigns in an expansion deck of cards, letting the artist know that she had Chris's email address in the case she was interested.
This woman is, like, choosing to publicly ignore you and you just keep berating her.
In collaborating. On December 12th, Ali Hirschberg, Chris's supporter and frequent fundraiser founder, mentioned that he finally received his promised custom Twilight Sparkles Secret Chipfic folder expansion pack of cards, but noted that he had yet to receive a Magichan medallion, which he ordered and paid for nearly 3 weeks prior. Christine wrote that she had been sick and was still recovering, in addition to everything else, reassuring Ali that she had not forgotten him. She then added that while she was slowly getting better, her supposed wife, Chriselle Rosechew, had apparently contracted her cold, but was being tended to by Chris and their other supposed spouses. The next day, Christine once again...
The idea, guys, had, like, a very everlasting impact on Chris. Like, holy shit.
And changed her reasoning for getting triggered at Project SNT's redesigns, now stating that it was because Wild Sonichu looked like a Rokot grunt, or a malicious henchman of the Rokot Empire, inhabiting the world of Kidasuna, as introduced to her by Jacob Sockness. Chris soon after tweeted at Project SNT again to let her know that she managed to solve the problem occurring within the Dungeons & Dragons style dimension CS89 by transforming herself into Christian Sonic Cleric, inspired by the Cleric class of D&D character, and fulfilled a mission. It was also at around this time that she began playing the massively multiplayer online game.
He's like, he could never come up with, like, an original character for a specific thing. It's always gotta be a version of Sonichu. And it's like, dude, like, just make your own, like, different thing. Like, it doesn't always gotta be fucking Sonichu related.
Dungeons & Dragons Online. On December 13th, Chris expressed her displeasure at seeing a list of top 100 memes of the 2010s compiled by BuzzFeed News, because it did not include her, despite being memed and bullied by trolls since 2007, noting that Spumbles Blue, or the cartoon character SpongeBob SquarePants, was voted as the #1 meme. Finally, she tweeted that she apologized for her reaction at Courtney's redesigns, now admitting that they and the video were very good. On December 14th, Chris asked members of the Plays Discord server if they could help her find out how Project SNT was feeling about what Christine publicly said, since she felt tense at the lack of a response. Chris did not want to pledge to Courtney's Patreon or join her Patreon-only Discord server because of past bad experiences with artist Doopy Doover and her half-brother Cole Smithy, who both refunded and rejected her patronage. Some users noted that they did message Project SNT about the matter, but failed to receive a response, telling Chris that it would not be right for them to keep pushing her for an answer. The next day, Christine asked the Plays Discord members to remove Sockness from the server. Later on, she wrote in the server of her dream, in which she was in the Walmart store in Charlottesville in the year 2004, and witnessed her past self, Christian, as he was back then, who became attracted to the present-day Christine.
Hell no! Hell no! If you can't find a boyfriend for you, girl, become the boyfriend-free girl and then travel into the past so you can have sex with yourself.
Her as a pretty woman and began pursuing her. Christine became freaked out and turned her head upside down to scare Christian away. Upon awakening, Chris noted that she had better understanding of how other women thought of him back then. When asked, Christine analyzed the dream to signify that she was not fond of the person she was back then. Naive, horny, and impulsive, as was chronicled in the
Me
Christian,
too.
A Comprehensive History YouTube series by Gino Samuel 2.1. Meanwhile, Christine proceeded to draw more custom cards depicting scenes and characters from Kidasuna, Jacob's creation, even though he told her they were his copyright and she could not use his ideas without his permission. On December 16th, Chris shared an advertising poster for her Twilight Sparkles secret chipfic folder cards, which was designed by Righteous for Quick. The next day, Chris claimed that a new Hyperdimension Neptunia game, VVV-Tunia, which featured interdimensional communication, was a sign of
Like, holy shit, the idea, guys, really left an everlasting impact in
the
this
dimensional merge. A Twitter user then told her to shut up about the merge and get her brain fixed, in addition to getting her mother medication and preparing for her upcoming court date. Christine called her critic neurotypically hindered and claimed that there was no court date upon checking the matter herself. She wrote that Barbara was in good health, and if the user were to resume his reproaches, she would block him. When confronted with a screenshot from the Greene County District Court website listing her upcoming court hearings, she declared the image as fake, claiming all financial situations had been taken care of. When another user criticized her for using the term neurotypically hindered, which they saw as meaning autistic, Chris corrected them, elaborating that the term came from neurotypical, or someone of average brain ability. When compared with someone with a more powerful brain ability, such as someone with autism, then the normal brain ability would therefore be proven a hindrance. Later again, she listed her full collection of Sonichu comic books up for sale on her website for $130. On December 19th, in reference to noted author J.K. Rowling denying that the sex of a person could be changed, Christine disagreed with her sentiment, writing that people could change their physical gender, a fact she knew given that she was a legitimate CPU and goddess.
You just destroyed all of your credibility with that last half of the sentence.
Also on that day, Chris asked the members of the Place Discord server if any of them had been contacted by Project SNT, noting that she had been active on Twitter recently. Chris revealed that she was mildly ticked at Courtney's lack of response. While Christine posited that the artist may have been contacted by bad trolls, other members concurred that she probably wanted to be left alone and would not pursue her further on the topic. During this time, Jacob Sockness, now operating his new Twitter account, centralized imperial government of Kidasuna, continuously tried to lead Chris away from Maker Nightfee and Ali Hirschberg, branding them villainous figures in a possible attempt to extend further control over Christine. Sockness's actions included encouraging an online acquaintance of Chris to hurt themselves and asking Ali for Maker's home address, under the
This dude is fucking crazy. Like, I mean, if anyone deserves to get beat up, it's Jacob Sockness.
guided belief that they were romantically involved. Christine's online friends denied any wrongdoing, with Chris also defending them, but passed off Jacob's accusations as words he was influenced into saying by the demonic Jacoba. On December 20th, Chris's garnishment case with
Wait,
second
what did
round
he
sub
just say,
was marked,
dude?
with Chris also defending them, but passed off Jacob's accusations as words he was influenced into saying by the demonic.
Believe it or not, I have read every single word of your text and other timelines aside from this one, and I have mental links to my self-counterpart memories. Plus, I've seen everything. Your stories have flaws in them. They'll become obvious. I am stronger and wise. That, I don't know, Chris. Like, you should have just started with, believe it or not, I read every single word of your text, and your stories have flaws, and then they will become obvious. I'm stronger and wise. That's, and, leave out the middle part, like all of it.
Demonic Jacoba. On December 20th, Chris's garnishment case with second round sub was marked as closed for unknown reasons. 2 days later, Chris played another game of Twilight Sparkle's secret ship fake folder at an unknown location and posted photos of her shipping grid atop a table, notably shipping her deceased father, Robert, in his Sonichu form, Robert Chu, with her former classic striped shirt. To commemorate
Robert
Christmas,
smiling
Chris
down.
shared with her followers new artwork and custom cards depicting Sonichu, Rose Chu, and other Sonichus. On December 25th, she shared a new card depicting her mother, Barbara, reincarnated as a special Rose Chu, nicknamed
Barbara Elder. Redneck Tomboy. While this card is in your hand, you may discard a pony card from the grid and play this card in its place. This power cannot be copied. Barbara Ann Weston Chandler, fully reincarnated as Special Rose Chu. While the incompletion of the dimensional merge between 1218 and C197, her memories remained intact and fully restored. She works with Robert Chu and helps everyone know that she can also be... This is disturbing, man. This is disturbing.
named as a redneck tomboy whose card had the ability to replace a shipped card on the grid. On December 29th, an artist on Twitter publicly posted their illustration of Chris's pony character, Nightstar, after sending it to her twice but failing to get a response. Helena Fiorenza notified them that it was because they made Christine angry because Nightstar was drawn in the style of the new My Little Pony series, Pony Life, which Chris did not approve. Chris herself interjected, noting that even though the drawing was cute, it was done in the style of what she dubbed Go Pony.
We don't do
which
that
was something
here.
she did not like.
We don't do that Go
Also
Pony
on
shit.
that day, Helena posted a photo of Christine lying down with Magichan drawn into the scene, as per Chris's request. Finally, Chris went to Project SNT's Patreon page to like a recent post from her. At the end of the year, YouTuber The Gamer from Mars traveled to Ruckersville, Virginia to visit Christine and record themselves spending time together, which would contribute to an extended YouTube series detailing Chris Chan's life that would be released at a later date. Chris's YouTuber friend, Kopitz, who helped the creator establish the interview opportunity, acted as an intermediary and accompanied them throughout their interactions.
Yeah, let's go in.
Yeah? Okay.
We're gonna do the interview downstairs.
Okay. Oh,
This sounds like a fucking horror show.
Downstairs.
okay.
Stupido, quiet down, quiet.
Oh, okay. Alright, well,
They're about to get their fuck on right here.
this is, very nice.
Yeah, this is the room where it was like
This
all
is,
made.
this is where it all,
Sonic Chew. Those dogs are screaming Blake.
yeah.
They calm down after a little bit sometimes.
Is that thing on right now?
Yeah, is that okay?
Oh, hello. Hello out there, YouTube, internet, all that. Hello. Hope you're all having a good day. There's my daddy.
What kind of animal?
He's a sideshow.
Are there any places around Charlottesville that where you can play this game with people? Like
The DN Games one. If
okay, if
yeah.
you can get back in there, yeah.
all right. Do a little
Alright,
bit
we're
here and there
gonna
real
some
quick.
3-player Tetris here.
And my mom's clapping at the dogs, and everything's falling. Freaking gravity! It busts me. It confounds me.
I love how they're looking around in amazement, like we're really fucking here right now.
Organized chaos. This is my creative
It is like a full-on hoarding situation.
method.
All of these toys.
In that case, I gotta find the regular basic controller I have. Nearby,
We're gonna need to find that.
GameCube adapter, maybe.
it's alright, I
Yeah,
got no, we don't have GameCube. We don't
Pro
have that
controller?
option. No, I don't have an adapter for GameCube.
Do you have the Pro controller?
I have a Pro
Like, this man is losing his fucking mind, and they're just like, yo, like, chill.
controller. I just don't know where it is right now. Because the dogs are barking. They're drunk, big bonkers. It's definitely does not get boring around here.
Let's see. A Microsoft controller be compatible with a Nintendo system. It's the moment of truth.
said that.
I understand. Yeah.
Those dogs don't shut up! I'm gonna bite my head off!
If you dogs don't shut up, I'm gonna bark at you.
Yep. Guys, attention with Stumpitude.
They're like, this man is a fucking freakazoid.
Alright.
I'm getting a vibe that the majority of the time they're here, they were just like having to deal with the dogs barking and fucking around, finding a controller. Like, they really drove all this way for fundamentally nothing.
Do you like Indian food?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, India. I could go for Indian or Chinese.
Taste of India. This is one of my favorite places.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty empty.
Oh boy, I'm gonna. Okay, now I just feel like I have to do this. First time in here, I feel like I gotta do this. Hello, my name is Apu. I went to.
No, don't do it.
Don't do that fucking racist ass shit. What the fuck? What made you think that was okay, Chris?
You don't have to do that.
Welcome to Quickie Mart.
Hello. So you like Indian food?
Like, you're racist as shit. I'm surprised that Indian man didn't smack the hell out of you.
I keep an open mind for all kinds of food. So, I mean, if there's something I don't like, then well, at least I tried it once. Yeah, I'd definitely be
good
open-minded for
attitude.
trying some haggis if I ever go visit Scotland or something.
What is haggis?
Sheep guts.
Oh.
I
What the
never
fuck?
noticed this, but oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me? With the banjo on my knee. Twang, 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 twang.
Oh, excuse me. Is it possible that we can get a picture? You're the owner of Sonic too, right?
Yes!
Yeah! Can we get a picture?
Yes.
Do you want me to take it for you guys?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you so much. I couldn't believe it. I saw you and I was like,
There you go.
thank you so much. It was great to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Take care. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's very humbling.
Yeah, I've never. So you don't get people coming up to you too often?
I'd say on average, probably like once or twice a month.
Okay.
But it's very humbling and good when it happens.
Hello.
Sorry, you got kicked out by the dogs.
Oh, it's absolutely fine.
Thank you for trying to keep them quiet for us. I'm sorry that you had to do that.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Take care.
Just knowing what Chris is doing with his mother around this time. Man, she just is completely out of it.
No, just trying to kind of get a feel for, like, you know, just if you're on good terms with anybody from your past now, if there's anybody you still talk to. Or has it kind of just been you and your mom?
It's been mostly locally. It's mostly just been my mom and I mostly.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty much her and I. Oh, and Magic Chan, Savannah Crizel, and everyone else that's in the yard right now. Hey, Alakazam!
Oh, just if you forgot that we're not in fucking reality right now. There's all of these other characters around you don't see because...
Y'all on the roof, keep doing your good work. They're
On
on.
the roof over there?
Yeah. On the roof, everywhere. We got Pokemon all around in this yard. Yeah, I see them. I see beyond the Iron Curtain, which is just the barrier between our dimension 1218 and their dimension. See, when I say where the majority
He
of
says
our
it so
OCs
casually.
exist and coexist. Every one of them.
Have you ever talked to Gino?
Yeah, I've DM'd him just saying, hey, thanks, you're doing pretty well, keep up the good work, just essentially supportive.
Magichan Sanachu, your husband.
Yeah.
I'll
He's
put it
always
that
been
way.
there with me.
Yeah, he's always been there with you, and he had the wisdom to know that, you know, not
All
to
this
react
is-
to all the trolls and everything, and that it was all trolls. But he is it right that he? Why didn't he tell you? Why didn't he tell you that?
Because the Iron Curtain, he's
The Iron
right
Curtain.
here right now.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Wait. So yeah, we got the Iron Curtain divining. That's been divining us, and I had to be spiritually open. I wasn't as spiritually open or I wasn't as open to him to hear him at the time, and this definitely became more obvious to me as I looked up Geno Samuel, and then there were like a whole bunch of cringe moments where even Magic Chan was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe she did this."
What was that quote?
Quoting just when I quoted Leviticus to shame gays.
God damn. Quoted Leviticus to shame gays.
And then took that and then ended up taking that from Family Guy. And even Magic Chan had said back then, "You weren't supposed to take the Lyra Acres, Jim. What the hell was wrong with you?" Something like that.
What does your mom feel about your husband and the interdimension and stuff? Does she believe any other?
She has grown to believe it. She was
yeah, because she has dementia.
kind of neutral about it at first and hesitant, but then the events happened and more events, and I managed to prove my psychic powers and abilities to her, and she actually did manage to speak with Magic Chan and the others at one point or another. So yeah, so she's a believer.
What did you do to show her that, to prove it to her that this was going on and you had these powers?
Well, among which I can literally do this. I can heal people and essentially...
He's a faith healer. He can touch your forehead and heal you of fucking leukemia.
Access to memories a little bit just by...
Do you feel healed? Do you feel Chris inside you? Do you feel that? Shit, that was hot.
And any ailments you had, I would just heal
like if you had leukemia right now, that shit would be gone.
If you were feeling ill or something, I would have healed them. Sure. Because I did heal something out of my mother that time, and she believed it.
I kind of have to...
And I did that more than once, also. She
I'm gonna need some healing, bitch.
That's good. I kind of have to go to the bathroom right now. Could you, like, relieve that of me?
No, you have to...
I gotta do that myself? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do that later.
I'm not an outside bladder.
On January 1st, 2020, Christine wrote her first tweet of the year, commemorating his old song and video, I Got a Fish. Later that same day, she began following the Twitter account representing the End Games card game store, from which she was banned nearly 2 years ago, hoping to be allowed back in so she could play Dungeons & Dragons with other players. On January 4th, she received her newly purchased glass brand water bottle, which purportedly contained a built-in amethyst crystal with alleged healing properties, into which she supposedly put her own energy via meditation. Users on the Kiwi Farms researched the item and found that the water bottle cost $84, excluding shipping and handling. Later on, Christine became a paying Patreon supporter of Project SNT. By becoming a patron, she gained access to the private invite link, which allowed her to join the Project SNT Discord server. Chris then sent a friend request to Courtney's sister on Discord, which she accepted. Later again, Chris shared an invite link to the Arbitrage Quick Alliance Discord server with her followers on Twitter, writing that she ought to be more active in servers such as the one she shared, but couldn't, since she was busy offline with responsibilities, work, and faded events. As a result of her invite, the Discord server was flooded with new members, who proceeded to post nude photographs of varying merit, alongside committing other trollsome acts.
Other trollsome
managed to oust all the unsavory characters, and threatened to ban anyone who would publicly share the invite link to the server, though did not address Christine or reprimanded her in any way. On January 15th, the End Games card game store tweeted their commendation for new signage for the store, designed by some of their clientele. Chris implied that if she was let back into the establishment, she could contribute to it with her talents and abilities. 2 days later, in response to Kiwi Farms and Twitter user Tig Balang telling her to make more comics to present to the management of the store as a portfolio, Chris responded with a thread telling them that she would continue making Sonichu comics at a later point, since the current events that were to be chronicled were all happening right freaking now in these moments.
I can't do that shit right, because it's happening right fucking now. Like, what the fuck? I'm not omniscient.
Christine added that in order to get necessary help in the supposedly restrictive real-world dimension, which had been getting inflowing magics and powers, she needed the assistance of past or present staff and patrons of the End Games to play the game Dungeons & Dragons with real people who could teach her all the intricacies of the game. Also on that day, possibly to reflect her discontent with the My Little Pony owning company, Hasbro, for failing to continue making the animated series Friendship is Magic, Chris tweeted at them a set of 21 moon emojis. She then quickly deleted her post. On January 19th, Chris went to one of her Discord servers to post a set of 33 photos, exhibiting her extensive collection of stones, which purportedly held powers of magic and healing. She explained that her self-written miniature booklet detailing all the powers and purposes of each stone was evidence of her remaining mentally and emotionally grounded, dispelling allegations of being delusional. On January 21st, Chris addressed the claim of incestual relationships contained within the stories of her Sonichu comic.
What? Hey, everyone, I think a piece I wish to offer in regard to an awful premise that has been stated about me before. Sonichu and Rosie's relations to myself and Christine Chan. Christine Chan is my main central self counterpart in C-197, acting independently while... This is so complicated. Partly taking number of attributes.
Everyone,
oh, okay.
A think piece I wish to offer in regards to an awful premise that has been stated about me before. Preface: Sonichu and Rosie's relation to myself and Christine Chan. Christine Chan is my main/central self counterpart in C-197, acting independently while partly taking X number of attributes from me, directly and physically, from my subconscious. I discovered/created Sonichu and Rosie, the very first Sonichu and Rosechu in all existence. Christine Chan was aware of my existence nearly her whole life, and she had titled herself as Sonichu and Rosie Rosechu's original creator, while, in fact, I was the original creator of the three of them in the sense. There is a ship in between the respective original creator and original creations. While neither Sonichu or Rosie were related by blood, they were related in the sense of them being the same OCs from I, their OC, and the same ruling is applied between them and Christine Chan and I. No direct bloodline ship. But, in the ship between O-Creation, O-Creator, the O-Creation is allowed to see their O-Creator as their legal guardian or parent, and optionally the O-Creator sewing their O-Creations as their non-related friends, allies, family, son/daughter, sibling, or whatever suits the individual O-Creator. With that, my son and Rosie call me their mama out of the respect. They also called Christine Chan their mama, since she was a direct self-counterpart from me, working from my subconscious, believing for the long time that she was the original most creator of Sonichu and Rosie, and not I. Yes, she felt omnipotent in that, and it did go to her head, but she got over that long ago, when I made my better mark and participation activity in their area and lives. The hater-type trollish misconception of this relationship between OC and OC, thrusted unnecessarily upon myself, Christine Chan, and Sonichu and Rosie, and, I quote, the trolls, without actually saying it about anyone, or even endorsing it at all. Incest being wincest. OMF me! I won't go into detail, but I am well aware of what it is and entails. But it is not considered incest at all when any relationship that happens between
Okay, so you can see the parallels between, Look, I have these excuses for why I can fuck my characters I created because, OC and O-Creator are different or something. They don't share bloodlines. So I can fuck my mom, apparently. This is Chris's mindset. Like, he's fucking crazy.
Creator and O-Creation that do not share any bloodlines at all. And I, personally, seriously disapprove of incest and would never practice it at all. Obviously, you freaking hater types and your moot and nonsense fabrications of such negative circumstances. upon anyone other than yourselves, thinking you're above us all when you are not at all. You have just as much right and ability to socialize offline as most anyone. The major hang-up you have, and I do empathize on this, as this was I once upon a time, over a decade ago, in being severely shy and socially awkward. That is not your fault, but you do have the resources these days to talk with others and get help and insight on bettering yourself, so you're not stuck behind a monitor all day, 24/7, or whatever. And I know, get a job is never ever a good response at all, as most jobs are taken. You're not totally qualified. Your background checks automatically epic fail every time, regardless, or whatever is your own individual circumstance from fated events in your life. But I digress. The bottom line is, incest is never wincest. Epic ugh! And you're pushing hatred on anyone else, including other O creators, who have at least one O creation that appeals to you, and your skill set may not include being able to make such good OCs. It is all moot and nonsense. Which is why I am even more glad to ignore the majority of negative commentary anywhere online. And I also appreciate the irony that is present on the fact that I am continued to be talked about, concerned over, prayed to, and overall appreciated, despite the unnecessary hate and shit you may feel or want to shout off to get your own rubbing game on, or whatever. Even more, ugh! Never diss the relationship between original creators and original creations, unless there is actual direct bloodlines between them. And do not misconceive or fabricate such negative nonsense upon anyone.
Right, because what you're going on about isn't nonsense.
Hashtag love conquers hate. Thank you for listening. Lightning bolt, blue heart, lightning bolt emoji. On January 23rd, Christine noted that the End Games Twitter account had blocked her, writing, "Ahem, I see. I am not surprised by this result. No matter. I have faith everything will still work out in our favor. It is a shame my projected presence with Magi-chan in your establishment yielded to this bitter parsnip. Krakow. Lightning bolt, blue heart, lightning bolt emoji." As time went on, Christine's interdimensional lore grew and became more convoluted, confusing herself and others by mixing what creating and chronicling characters and events truly meant, trying to hold on to her make-believe idyllic world despite it tearing at the seams right in front of her. As a possible reaction to her perplexment, Chris sought comfort in others in the real world who could help her expand the lore of her fantasy and encourage her to keep moving forward, though it appeared to be a Herculean task, since Chris was still Chris.
Damn, that's a crazy way to end it. He said, since Chris was still Chris. And you know how we gotta end it? We gotta end it reading the comments, give ourselves a few chuckles, and we're gonna get out of here. When Chris imitated Apu entering the Indian restaurant, my face sucked into itself from that secondhand embarrassment. Oh my... Quick's use of neurotypically hindered reminded me of Peter Griffin saying his dinner was shallow but pedantic. Going out in public with Chris must be an absolute nightmare. Their commitment is real. I disapprove of incest and would never practice it at all. Aged like... Chris is such a whiny little artist. I would have been honored to have my characters redesigned. I can't tell if Sockness is just a troll who took his role way too far, or just some weirdo who genuinely likes Chris. That's so true. Akintara is usually autistic antics, but the way he handles his pets, not just physically, but the way he talks to them, yeah, that's how I feel. Chris loudly doing an Apu accent in an Indian restaurant has to be the most brutal thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, how socially inept could you possibly be to do something like that? Perfectly said, my dude. The fact that Chris can't help himself but impersonate Apu from The Simpsons the moment he walks into an Indian restaurant is the funniest shit I've ever seen. I spent roughly 56 hours of my life learning about Chris Chan's entire life. I need to get a hobby. Me too, dude. I sort of feel bad for the games from Mars. The whole experience probably felt like an acid trip. It's not every day you see a 30-something-year-old man-child in a house full of ties, literal shit on the floor with his demented mother who just gave up on life. Absolutely surreal. Quick using the word incest puts me on edge. It feels like foreshadowing. Chris' ability to be so ungrateful. I love how we all kind of like rang the same exact thoughts when it came to this video. With how much Chris Chan life has been recorded, I'm beginning to think about him more than I do about myself. I love that someone redesigning the chaotic combo out of the kindness of her heart for the better made Chris so upset that they fished on camera and online. Never do anything nice for Chris. They never do even a hint of being grateful for it. The visit to his house was unreasonably funny. The dog screaming, the mess, Chris' terrible attitude towards the dogs. It's both sad and funny. It's been so long since I found something funny in this documentary, but here we are. Right? It's been a while. Chris' affinity for rugby shirts through the ages is astounding. Can we all agree that Project S&T is a fucking legend? Not only she leagues above Chris in character design and art, but her stuff actually triggered his sensitive ass so hard that he sent her an email and was left unread. Also, she did what Chris would never be able to. She turned her cringy childhood Sonic OC into sort of a mascot for her channel, who's loved by her fans till this day due to how well she's used this character in recent projects. It's so infuriating that someone explained the S&T's redesigns using Chris's own logic regarding a multiverse, and Chris just said, nah. The fact this has been going on for 75 parts for 4 years really tells you a lot about Chris as a person. These beagles howling makes this house more seem like the 9th circle of hell. For real though. Chris went from a monster to an even worse monster. Every time I see a new post in this series, half my body is excited and half my body is terrified. Shit, I mean, I'm gonna end it here, man. This shit was funny as fuck. I'm glad that I read these. This shit was funny as hell. If you like this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and peace out. And I'll do part 3 in the next one.